Raz the Rock Rabbit.
Hey guys, thought I'd make a video reviewing my account and talking about where it's got to in 4 years, 4.5 years now, and sort of what my plans are for the future, what I put into the account, and just sort of how I normally play it. So, yeah, at the moment it's at 1700 days, VIP 18, and it's generally just a fairly strong field fighting account. Still got some work to do, of course, working up my equipment and armaments, but it's in a pretty good spot now at this point. It's like a just 9-digit ID. I think people are starting to get 9 digits starting with two now, so I guess I'm in the middle age or older side of accounts now, but it's not an ancient account. Um, I've been playing it as I'm kind of a low mid spender, I'll say. Um, Probably averaging about $80 a month, I'd say. Um, and doing that can reliably get probably about a couple of billion kill points KPK. 1.5 to 2 billion is sort of what I've been getting. I mean, in the past, earlier on, like 3 years ago, we used to do a lot of Siege of Orleans. When I first got into SOC, doing like Warriors Unbound, these kind of long KVKs. Whereas in the last pretty much couple of years, almost all the KVKs have been 4 camp, like Heroic Anthem style KVKs, where it's mostly like a bit of Pass 7 and then just Kingsland. And often Zone 5 doesn't have any fighting, so in the sort of the time that allows, it seems like I can generally sort of build up to, maybe getting about 100 million kills. So, I mean, the kind of goals I have is for, I guess, open field wise, um, I guess aiming at 150 million kills, maybe 200 million is really the main goal that I set myself, but I have to see what KVKs come up, whether that's going to be possible. But yeah, that's something I'm working on. Um, I guess in terms of the spending, to go in more details, I mean, I mostly spend on, I guess, the KVK bundles, the KVK pop-ups, maybe the first Mountain Warfare is kind of my limit, but that gets you to a good place in KVK Tech. Um, Buying the Crystal Mine, the Crystal Quest, the pop-ups, and then first Mountain Warfare, I think you can get to a level of like basically having these attack and the damage and taken and reduction almost maxed at around Kingsland. And I mean, honestly, most of the time, I haven't bought the full first Mountain Warfare, maybe just a little bit or up to silver, but a couple of times bought the gold chest Mountain Warfare, and that's a pretty good level, I think, for me. And then otherwise on spending, I normally just get the 30-day gem supply and the Lucerne scrolls. Not really much else around here. I mean, they're all giving you value, but I think I'm just aiming at the highest value ones and then work on grinding my account efficiently. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess I can see on the Lilith Pass here, I think the account's a bit over 4.5 years old. I've spent about $4,800, and for a hobby that I spend a lot of time on, for me, that's about $1,000 a year is a level I'm comfortable with, and I've been having a lot of fun playing the game, really. Um, yeah, I mean, otherwise, we can have a look around my account, sort of where I'm heading with commanders and equipment. I'm doing like a 2-2-2 setup: two archer, two infantry, two cav. Um, Most of the time, I think for this account, I started off with a cav focus, and most of the account life, I was probably focused more on cav and then archer and infantry a bit less, but I've just been evening things up over time. And yeah, so this is the first cav set. I still need working on the conquest coins to think about creating this one, but other than that, it's in a pretty good place. Just need to work on leveling them up. um, but yeah, really I focused on getting the level 5 boots on all my marches except the second cav. and then my first cav and first archer have got the most attention. Um, yeah, I'm working on critting this. I just luckily got a 75% refine on this Dragon's Breath, so that's going to be almost all set pieces crit. And I'm going to think about starting to work this into a bit of a backup garrison set because my archers, I think I'm in a good place with the um, armaments. I mean, this one could be improved, but it's actually out of the options. I think it's pretty good, and I'll think about buying the legendary one with my next shop purchase from that recycle shop. But otherwise, I mean, this still gives a good boost, and the bottom right's not the best one for archers. I'll have to see what the next garrison commander comes out to, whether it's actually worth it to try for an archer garrison, because I'm sort of like tossing up between having a backup garrison for archer or for cav. But cav, I'd need to upgrade the armaments a little bit, and then the gear, it's also possible. It's just sort of in another, maybe next KVK, the one after, I could get it to a place where it's good enough. Or sometimes when you're just desperate for a backup, that's an option. But yeah, I'd have to look into the commanders, because at the moment for garrison commanders, I only really have Hero Max, which is not really going to cut it these days. I do have a lot of gold heads, so I'll see what the releases coming up are. And I mean, the other factor is probably going to be that the higher chance that they'll release a new system in the next 6 months or so will completely screw up any plans I have to garrison. But right now I'm getting close enough, so that probably means a new system's coming out as a warning to all you guys. Otherwise with the account, I guess I'll just go through some of the rest of the equipment. I mean, my first set for infantry, I think that's on the chaining march. It's not quite at the level of that's a ring. Normally, it's not really at the level of the cav and the archer, but I worked on the level 5 boots for all these, and it's good enough for the open field. I think it's not too bad. The second cav is pretty basic. Luckily got a crit on that one. And the archer, second archer, I did a bit of a mix and match set where I think the stats are not too bad, having the KVK pieces, getting 2 of the better pieces for leadership, which I originally planned having a bit of flexibility if I needed to change the 6th march, but mostly I'm just going to keep that on cav, on archer. And these 2 pieces, I think the stats on them are decent, and really I just had a lot of patterns for these for the 6th march. I thought it's better just to level up and get the march speed level 5 boots than really otherwise I wouldn't have the patterns to level that up for a long time. So that's the way I went, and haven't really regretted it. In terms of armaments for the second marches, that's an area I need to work on, is thinking about what I'm doing with converting this second cav. I'll probably keep as wedge right now. I'll have to think about it for next KVK, whether I will have enough conversion stones to maybe move it to Delta. I probably want to wait for the new inscriptions to come out for Delta before maybe thinking of moving some of those legendaries. I think one thing I could think about doing is even re-rolling one of these wedge armaments into a second archer stats, because my second archer doesn't currently have a legendary, because I have 5 top left legendary inscriptions. That's not the right one anyway, but second archer. So instead of getting a autarch for wedge and putting it on here, say, thinking about just getting one for my second infantry march, and maybe just re-rolling this into archers, keeping the 2% all damage, and do a fresh armament for infantry onto pincer to save the 10 conversion stones. So maybe that's an idea. Yeah, the other thing in terms of my commanders, I really value the march speed. That's been leading to pretty efficient trades on the field. I think it really helps with chasing down enemies that start to run, getting, you know, when the ball turns around, you're not the one at the back getting hammered. You can normally just, as soon as you turn, you can get away if you have enough march speed. So that's why I focused on the level 5 boots. In I really think that Cage of Thorns is way underrated, and once you get this up from one of your faster commanders like Joan, it really helps your other marchers get a couple extra hits on when people turn around. You know, potentially even if you've slowed them and then you turn around, that can also help. And I think a lot of people underestimate how important the march speed is to their trades. Um, yeah, even with archers, I really like to get this 6% march speed from the versatility tree. You know, honestly, if you look into it, you don't lose that many stats. You still get a couple of percent stats here. You'll be down a couple of percent from what you could have gotten. But, you know, would I trade 6% march speed? I mean, I guess I would trade getting the 6% march speed for a few percentage points of stats, even if it's like 1-to-1 or similar. Another thing I can show is my lack of achievements. Even though I've been playing this game over 4.5 years. Where is it? Still trying to get my first win of the Zig. So, which it should be happening this KVK actually, as we're currently holding the Zig and KVK is ending soon. But here we go. Divine Child, your alliance control the Zig at the end of the Lost Kingdom. So hopefully I can get those 10 points, get closer to the guns. Otherwise, yeah, I can show what I get from alliance mobilization normally. Yeah, I think I tend to go for all the pattern pieces and just speed ups that I can use. I mean, this one I feel like it's a toss up. Actually, I might get some speed ups. Maybe I just don't respect the armament grade as much as I should, but I mean, to be honest, this is probably 1500 gems normally. I'd rather the 1500 gems for this than getting one armament grade. And yeah, I usually just go for the blueprints because I find it easier to get the commander sculptures than blueprints. And yeah, I mean for this one 2 against 1, then I go with the armaments. Get those healing speed ups. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I normally get. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, collect the alliance chests. But yeah, I mean, the situation in the game, I'm still really enjoying the game, even though it does get repetitive at times and grinding up the resources, grinding up speed ups, it does get tiresome. But I think, you know, it's hard to beat the community and sort of the large scale battles that happen in Rise of Kingdoms. I haven't found any other game that can match that. So at this point, just looking to keep building up the account. And alright, if you made it to the end, we might as well see if I have any luck refining. Let's have a look. I've got a quest. So I need to refine my archer chest. I mean, it's gonna be a crit, right? Or if not, then at least just not 25%. That's all I need. Not 25%. Come on. Whew. Damn. Alright, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Won't complain on that. Let's hand in that quest before I forget. Didn't pick up the quest.